Okay, so solve for b. How would you solve for b given this equation, right? So before you can solve for b, notice that we have some denominators and b is part of those denominators, right? So which means that there are restrictions to the values of b. B cannot be minus 2, b cannot be minus 1, because if b is minus 2, this will be 0, right? And then 3b over 0 will be undefined, right? So b cannot be minus 2, right? Also, this side, b cannot be minus 1, because if b is minus 1, you'll have minus 1 plus 1, which will give us 0. So here you'll have 4 over 0, which will be undefined. So b cannot be minus 1. Right? So when solving for b, we can't have these values as the solution, right? So how would you solve for b, right? So to solve for b, let us look at this equation. We have a fraction here, we have a fraction there. Starting on the left hand side, I would say 3b over b plus 2 plus 1 times b plus 2 over b plus 2, right? So this is my way of trying to find the lowest common denominator, the LCD, right? And then the right hand side, I'll just continue as it is. I'll say 4 over b plus 1, right? And then here we need to simplify. B plus 1 times b plus 2 over b plus 2 is just b plus 2 over b plus 2, right? Because the denominator is now common, right? I can say 3b plus b plus 2 all over b plus 2, right? Because now I have a common denominator. Even if I get rid of this one, doesn't make a difference, right? Because b plus 2 over b plus 2 is 1 anyways. So now my left hand side will be 3b plus b plus 2 over the lowest common denominator is b plus 2. The right hand side I carry on with 4 over b plus 1, right? Then left hand side I look at the numerator. I have some common terms, 3b plus b, right? 3b plus b will give me 4b plus 2 divided by b plus 2, right? This will be equals to 4 over b plus 1, right? Now I can bring over this 4 over b plus 1 to the left hand side. It is positive on the right hand side. This entire thing is positive. When I move it across, it will become negative. So I'll have 4 over 4b plus 2 over b plus 2 minus 4, because it's positive, it will become negative, minus 4 over b plus 1 is equals to 0, right? I still need to find the lowest common denominator here. How do I do that? This denominator and that denominator are not the same. We need to find the lowest common denominator. The way of doing that is you take this fraction as it is, you write it here, you say 4b plus 2 over b plus 2 times, then you look at the denominator from the other fraction, it is b plus 1, right? You'll say times b plus 1 over b plus 1, right? And then you take this fraction as it is, write it down, 4 over b plus 1 times, you look at the denominator from this fraction, you multiply this fraction by this denominator, right? You'll say b plus 2 over b plus 2 is equals to 0, right? Now you have a lowest common denominator, which is b plus 2 times b plus 1. b plus 2 times b plus 1. So you can reduce the entire thing to b plus 2 times b plus 1, right? And then you now look at your numerator. In your numerator, you have 4b plus 2 times b plus 1. Let us write this on the side and simplify it. 4b plus 2 times b plus 1. 4b plus 2, 4b times b is 4b squared. 4b times 1, that's 4b. 2 times b is 2b. 2 times 1 is 2. So here we have 4b squared. 4b plus 2b will give us 6b plus 2, right? And then here, which means you'll have 4b squared plus 6b plus 2, right? And then you look at this numerator here, there you have minus 4b plus 2, right? Minus 4 times b is minus 4b, minus 2 times, minus 4 times minus 2, sorry, minus 4 times 2 will be minus 8. So here you have minus 4b minus 8, right? Moving on, 4b plus 4b squared is 4b squared. 6b minus 4b is 2b. We'll have 2b. 2 minus 8 is minus 6, right? Divided by, this is equals to 0, right? At this point, you can cross multiply this denominator times 0. Remember here we have over 1. This whole thing times 0 will be 0. This 1 times the numerator will be the numerator. So here we can just have, but then let me write it down. So moving from here to there, remember we had 4b squared minus plus 2b minus 6. We can equate this to 0 because when you take this denominator times 0, you get 0. This denominator times the numerator, you get the numerator. At the end, you will have this, right? Usually when I have the coefficient of the of b squared or x squared, if it's not 1, I just opt to use the quadratic formula. So to solve for b, you can simply use the quadratic formula. We'll say b is equals to minus the coefficient of b, which is 2, plus or minus b squared. It will be confusing because there's b here as well. When I say b squared, then there's also b. But bear with me, this is the quadratic formula that I'm talking about. Usually it's x equals to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, right? This is for when you have a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, right? So we have the our quadratic equation at this point is in that form, right? So this is how we substitute. We look at the coefficient of a. In this case, it is 4. Look at the coefficient of x. In this case, our x is b, right? Sorry for that confusion, but in this case, our x is b, right? So the coefficient of b is 2, right? And then our constant is minus 6. So minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You'll have b squared, the coefficient of b there is 2. 2 squared minus 4, a is 4, c minus 6, right? 2 over 2a, a is 4, right? And then if you punch this in your calculator by saying minus 1, minus first, you get your answer, and then you remove the minus, you put a plus, you get your answer. At the end, you get that b is equals to b is equals to, right? I think b is equals to 1 and b is equals to minus 3 over 2.